Welcome to Above Par. I'm your host, Kathy Hartwood. I show you how to take more of your talent to the golf course without practicing harder, taking more lessons, or buying new equipment. I show you how to end the frustration of underperforming so you can start playing to your potential. This is where you are going to learn how to think above par so you can play below par. Let's get to it. Hello, my golf friends. How are you? I hope you had a beautiful week. Maybe playing a little golf, signing up for some tournaments perhaps, because today I want to talk about how to enjoy competitive golf. This idea came to me because I had someone ask me about playing fun golf versus competitive golf. I talked about fun golf in an earlier episode. I'll make sure that I put the show notes on there, but it was interesting to me that the conversation was that I don't enjoy competitive golf. I just want to play fun golf. In my head, I was like, what makes competitive golf not fun? And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because I think a lot of times people freak out with competition. Internally, for the most part, you usually don't see anybody freaking out on the range or on the golf course. That would be funny. I mean, in my head, it's funny, but it probably would be very funny to them. But we usually don't see that. It's usually happening internally for most people. They're emotionally freaking out. And then, of course, they don't play very well. Or what happens is they go and avoid competition altogether, which is really what this person was talking about. I want to avoid competitive golf because it's not fun. So what I want to do today is I want to talk about why people don't enjoy it, why it's not fun, a term that's a little bit abused and misused. I don't know that competitive golf is always fun. For a person who played competitive golf for a living, I'm going to tell you when you miss a cut, not fun. You win, fun. You have a couple great rounds and great shots in there, fun. So let's see if we can reframe it as well so that you can enjoy the competitive rounds that you sign up for this year a little bit more. I wish I had this information when I was playing for a living. I'm sure I would have had different results. I wouldn't struggle as much. But if I didn't struggle as much, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, helping you all out because I worked through all of that. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is competition, a tournament, an event, whatever you deem as competition, however you label it, is a situation, it's a circumstance, it's a fact, it's neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It's just a competition. It's just a tournament where people are going to tee off and you might have to put your score on a board. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing until you have thoughts about it. And the minute you let your brain start churning up a couple thoughts about it, those thoughts are either going to produce a positive or a negative emotion about competition for you. And where a lot of us give away our power relative to competition is we think we skip the thought part, right? We just jump right to competition, negative emotion, competition, positive emotion. We think it's the tournament that is producing that emotion. It's not. It's the thought about the tournament that's producing the emotion. So those thoughts could sound like, I signed up for this tournament. I need to play well. I need to finish in the top 5. I need to win. I might embarrass myself. I need to play well produces pressure. That thought, I need to play well, pressure. You might have the thought, I might embarrass myself, fear. I might play bad, fear. If you let your thoughts roam around, running free, whatever pops up into your head, then you're going to have either positive or negative emotions about it. Most people have negative emotions about competition because they produce thoughts in their head that freak them out, produce pressure or fear. Number 2, the other reason why we don't like competition is we ask crappy questions. We ask our brain crappy questions, bad, useless questions. And the thing about when you ask yourself a question, you put your brain to work to look for an answer. And if you ask a bad question, you're going to get bad answers. And bad answers are answers that freak you out. Okay, so some of them are, what if I play bad? Horrible question. Your brain's going to sit there and basically tell you all the different things that can go wrong. It's basically like saying, what if I get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger? Right? You're instantly putting your brain into fight or flight mode. What if I shoot a high number? In your head, you're imagining this high number and what it's going to feel like. And if I go out and play, I could possibly feel like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel disappointed. I don't want to feel shame. I don't want to feel embarrassment. What if I disappoint people? If you ask your brain that question, now your brain thinks you're going to get kicked out of the tribe and you have to starve and find food for yourself. Basically, right? What if I disappoint people? You're going to freak out. You're going to be so sad and upset and embarrassed. So you have this fear of disappointment, fear of what other people are going to think. The third thing is that we do is we catastrophize in our head. We put too much emphasis on the result. Right? We sign up for a tournament and we instantly go to picturing our score on the scoreboard and what number is going to be put up there and how it's going to feel. It sounds like if I shoot this, I'm going to feel this. And I don't want to feel that. So it's a negative thing. Right? So now you're going to be guarded against having that feeling at the end of the round. It's like getting a spanking when you're done. You know that, and the spanking's coming from you. And so you put so much pressure on yourself to play well throughout the round, throughout the day, which usually doesn't work. The opposite happens. We don't play to our potential because we've already catastrophized what could happen. What if I miss the cut? What if I don't finish in the top 5? What if I shoot a big number? What if I don't win? What if these people are disappointed with me? What if I ruin my handicap? What if I can't play to my handicap? Right? So we start focusing on the results before we ever teed off. We start imagining what that's going to feel like. What if I get off to a bad start? What if I have a blow up hole? Right? Questions you do not want to ask yourself because you will not like the answers that your brain comes up for you. So what happens is when we have all these potential negative emotions available to us, just at the thought of competition, signing up for a tournament, playing, we avoid it. The reason we avoid competition is we're avoiding a feeling. If you're avoiding signing up for a tournament or an event or quote unquote competition, whatever that is to you, the reason you're avoiding it is because you're avoiding how you're going to feel. Now, that's fine as long as you like your reason, right? If the reason you're avoiding signing up for this tournament is because you're like, yep, I don't want to be disappointed. And you know that's why you're avoiding it and you're fine with that, great. I say when we avoid emotions, we're avoiding living a very full life. We're shrinking. It's just an emotion, just a little vibration in your body, lasts 60 seconds. We can prolong it if we beat the crap out of ourselves. But if you can start having your own back and not fearing emotions, then there's nothing that's going to stop you from signing up for the tournament and sticking up a crappy number. Who cares? You're more likely to put up a stinky number in a tournament, the more pressure you put on yourself worrying about putting up a stinky number. All right, so we're just going to reverse engineer this to figure out how to enjoy competition more. So the first thing is going back, a competition is just a neutral thing. It's a circumstance, it's a fact. Come up with some thoughts that are more useful and that feel better about competition. What do you want to think about the tournament? Why'd you sign up? It could be as simple as, I just love challenging myself and seeing what I'm capable of. That thought feels way better than I might embarrass myself. Number 2, ask better questions of your brain. Could be, what do I want to get out of the round today? What do I want to get out of the competition? And I hope it's not a result. I hope it's not a score because we can't always predict scores. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. There's so many variables involved in a result, a placement or a score. There's some luck involved and there's some bad luck needed on some of your opponents to win at times. You can ask yourself, how can I have my own back today? How can I stay present and focused over as many shots as possible? And then just see what happens. How can I make this more enjoyable? Ask better questions. And number 3, when we focus on our results, it's important to remember that numbers are neutral. Whatever you shoot is neutral until you have a thought about it. And when you know whatever that number is, that you're not going to have a negative thought and beat the crap out of yourself, then you quit catastrophizing about the round ahead of time. You quit focusing on your results so much. Then the number could be whatever that number is. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to have my own back. Then when you go out and play, you're going to play so much more relaxed, so much more focused. You're going to enjoy the competition so much more. Right? So competition is one of those things that you're avoiding or that you don't find a lot of pleasure in. I want you to just re-listen to this podcast because the reason that you're not enjoying it because of crappy thoughts, crappy questions, or you're focusing on your results before you even tee off. And focusing on your results in a way that you make them mean something about you and how you're going to treat yourself at the end of the round. All right, my friends, if you're hesitant about signing up for that tournament, put yourself out there and just have your own back. No shrinking, no playing small. Let's go. Go play. Right? If you need any help, reach out to me at Kathy@kathyhartwood.com. Have a beautiful week. I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.